All right, we're loading in. This was a semifinal from our tournament about dragons, where writer McWrightface recently published a book. It's called The Truth About Dragons. So he hosted a tournament where you got a random dragon assigned to you as an AI helper. It was just kind of a fun little tournament. So Anticity and Thunderwolf were going at it. High Elves versus Dark Elves. Anticity's random dragon he drew was a zombie dragon, so he took a Blood Dragon Lord, a Von Karstein Lord on the dragon as his helper. And the other side got a Frostworm, so the Frostworms were allowed to take butt-naked Throg as the Lord. As for Anticity's build that he can actually control, he has double Great Eagle of Flamespire Phoenix. He does have Imric on horse, and he has a Mage of Life with just Earthblood. Double Phoenix Guard, double Rangers, a Bolt Thrower, and 2 Lion Chariots of Krace. It is rumored he let his chat pick his build for him when he was streaming. On the other side, I'm going to pause it because a whole bunch of crap's going down. On the other side for VM's Thunderwolf, we have 5 Bleak Swords in the front line, triple Cold One Knight, triple Scourge Runner Chariot, 2 Dread Spears in the back, Crows of Cain up in the sky, along with Malekith. Just Soul Stealer on him. So as is the case when you have 2 AI and you're trying to protect them, the AI opted into the aerial blob fight, and both sides are trying to support it. Malekith's going to get a pretty huge Soul Stealer down onto 3 single entities. It'll do a lot of damage there. But the 3 single entities of Anticity plus a Von Karstein Dragon Lord is going to be too much to bear. Crows of Cain are pushed off. Frostworm is almost running away too. And that'll leave Malekith alone, so he will want to get out of here. On the ground, Throg is giving it to Imric. He popped the Dragon Horn to give himself some stats, but that doesn't save him from the Troll King just beating the shit out of him. With 72 melee defense, it isn't enough to keep him safe from Throg, who's just kicking his ass. Alright, Throg is now stuck in Phoenix Guard, so he will meet an untimely demise as the AI is not smart enough to move him out of that situation. Frostworm is getting chased off by a Great Eagle. Malekith gets chased to ground by the Flamespire Phoenix and another Great Eagle. Malekith gets down, not Malekith, Von Karstein Lord? Huh. He breath attacked some of his own Phoenix Guard to take out the Bleak Sword, so a little unfortunate there, as he's going to heal himself up and go straight after Malekith, who is just dumping on this poor Eagle. Scourge Runner Chariots has not been able to really find their home. Cold One Knights are trying to chase down the Von Karstein Lord. As for Anticity's troops, Imric plus the Phoenix Guard do take out Throg, and the Frostworm is taken off the map, so Norska's ally presence in this game is entirely gone. Anticity continues the Earthblood spam, trying to keep up his single entities and chariots. Von Karstein Lord is pushing off Malekith somehow, even with all these Cold Knight and Spear support. Interesting. Von Karstein Lord throws out his Storm of the Night, dealing some damage to Malekith, as Anticity is going to fire poop bomb this entire blob of Dread Spears and Cold Knights, doing a pretty good amount of damage to them over time. Malekith chucks out a Soul Stealer that hits the Phoenix and the Von Karstein Lord and all of these infantry units. But Thunderwolf is going to shut down the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. Even though it hasn't done too much in this game, it's done some, and some is more than he wants it to do. So some Bleak Swords just sprint over there, and they're gonna take it down post haste. Crows of Cain are back. Dark Elves are kiting away from the forest with their Scourge Runner Chariots, who are running a little low on ammunition, but they still have some left to give. Cold One Knights fighting up against the Lion Chariots, and Phoenix Guard running over to make their day terrible. Anticity does regroup his Flying Bird squad that he can Earthblood up soon. And Imric is actually taking the fight against Malekith, popping Lord of Dragons on him while he sits in Phoenix Guard, and while he gets charged over and over again by different birds, and the Dark Elves are way down on the balance of power at this point. Is that another Vuvuzela? That was. There's another Vuvuzela. As the Dark Elves throw Scourge Runner Chariots and Cold One Knights just into the fray to get Malekith out. They don't want to be there. There's a lot of Phoenix Guard and armor-piercing birds, so they want to leave. But balance power gets even worse for the Dark Elves. Rest in peace. One way maybe back into this game is if these Cold One Knights can do a ton of damage to the Lion Chariots. Lion Chariots are very expensive, so that could keep the balance of power away from Army Losses territory for you. We will see. Soul Stealer is whittling down a Great Eagle. It looks like it also hit a couple other things, as the Von Karstein Lord is just completely dogged in his pursuit of Malekith. He will not let him go, no matter what, and Cold One Knights are going to try and surround him once again. Malekith's even going to turn and just hold him in place for a moment for the Cold One Knights to get here. Healing Cap has arrived with Von Karstein Lord. Maybe his time is up, but we get a cool animation as he slams Malekith into the ground and returns, standing himself in the middle of a whole bunch of Golden Knights. Going to get charged again on both sides. Anticity does not have Dwellers Below or anything like that, so he can't punish this blob around the Von Karstein Lord, who's taking a ton of damage. Undeath Resurgent is going to try and keep him tanky, gives him 68 melee defense, but it might not be enough as Anticity is getting more fire poops all over the poor Coldland Knights who are clumped up and dying. Crumbling is almost started for the Von Karstein Lord. These double eagles, while they do some, they are sitting in the middle of Coldland Knights, so they will actually want to get out of there. Anticity's just abandoning his AI companion. That guy's done enough. Crows of Cain are still lurking on the outskirts for Thunderwolf. He doesn't really have a use for them just yet, so they will remain safe and happy. The Von Karstein Lord, as one last middle finger, throws out a Vargulf summon as he shatters. So now there's still a vampire presence on the field for Anticity. It's just an AI Vargulf. Malekith's going to fight it for a second, maybe not realizing it's a summon when he should just fly away, or it was some mixed micros. He did still happen to be on the ground. Balance power's gotten a little better for the Dark Elves recently, especially with an entire Dragon Lord dying. Let's take assessment of their situation. Rather healthy Phoenix Guard, an almost dead Phoenix Guard, 3 birds that are not feeling so good, though there is some healing left for them. Imric is almost dead, and Lion Chariots are not feeling great either. For the Dark Elves, a lot of infantry, only one of which is looking particularly healthy. Scourger Chariots are out of ammo, except for that guy with 2 whole shots left. And the Chariots are healthy, but pretty meh melee combatants. Crows of Cain are almost dead. Malekith's healing cap is in sight, but he has a little bit left to go. Probably high elf favorite at this point, especially with the healing and the Phoenix Guard. Imric and his Chariots are pushing forward into these Cold One Knights, which would normally be a bad trade, but then he gives Lord of Dragons to them, so they're down to 0 and 4 for stats, and he pops Dragonhorn on himself, making his Lion Chariots even more buffs. They're trying to just fight their way out of here with raw stats. Give me stats. Anticity is sending the bird squad all after Malekith, all 3 of them diving down onto him, as a big Soul Stealer is going to hit the Phoenix Guard, Imric, and both Lion Chariots. So Malekith opting not to save himself, but instead to punish Imric and the Blob. He really wants to take out Imric to lower the High Elf leadership into the realms of mere mortals, instead of, being ungodly and unbreakable killing machines. Which, when you have a Lord alive and you're an elite faction, it makes sense. Imric is going to terror out and naturally rout, but Malekith is a little stuck. He's having troubles getting out. And Earthblood might keep Imric a little bit healthier. Maybe can get him away from the fight. Maybe. Crows of Cain are here now to chase him down, and Malekith is piecing out. If Crows of Cain can chase a routing target, they will get their Crow Feast, so they'll start regenerating as long as they're in melee, which, when Imric's not going to fight back, will be pretty good for them. Malekith's trying to pass out. Meanwhile, some Bleak Swords are fighting, and ooh, this could be bad. Lion Chariots do get caught up in other anti-large chariots, in a whole bunch of anti-large cav, and even some infantry, so these Lion Chariots are not long for this world, and they've honestly had a pretty rough game so far. Phoenix Guard clumping back up, probably to get some Earthblood spam, and all 3 birds again diving onto Malekith over and over again. They will dive onto him. Crows of Cain give up on chasing Imric, instead coming back to try and help Malekith out with this situation. Another Earthblood is cast onto the Phoenix and the Great Eagle and the Phoenix Guard, as Chariots are going to come in for a quick side charge onto the Phoenix Guard, really trying to do what they can to reduce those guys' health. It's just going to be a grind fight with those Phoenix Guard, but the balance power keeps getting slightly better for the Dark Elves, and this is a bold call. Anticity dives in with a Great Eagle right on top of Malekith, but he was surrounded in Cold Knights, and that Eagle will get pushed off post-haste. So that's 1 more bird down. As far as Chariots go, 1 is routing with a single model left. The other 2 sit here, but with Malekith potentially getting a rear charge on them, they might just break. Ooh, never mind. He's getting a nice sideways breath attack onto those Phoenix Guard, taking them down a bit. Still have 1 at almost half health to deal with, but some is some. Quick charge will take down 1 more Lion Chariot, causing a single model to be left, and they'll start to run away. Phoenix Guard are piling onto Malekith, but with a rear charge from Scourger and Chariots and a frontal charge from Bleak Swords, they might get routed off as well. Malekith's getting back into the sky. He probably has 1 or 2 more Soul Stealers left in him. Soul Stealer do be wild. He only has a little bit of healing cap left. Crows of Cain chasing after Imric. Not sure what they could even do against him, but we'll see. The birds again are landed into these Cold One Knights. Thunderwolf has been baiting a lot with that, just dragging Malekith back to his Cold Ones, and if he gets attacked, he lands. A blob has formed. If there's a Soul Stealer off cooldown and with the Winds of Magic, this would be a great time to use it, because like literally everything for the entire army is in one spot. Anticity seems to realize that and starts to pull things away, leaving just the Phoenix Guard to grind with Imric and the caster. And both the birds will again chase Malekith, who did just take a hit there. He's down to 800 health. He lands once more in his Cold One Knights, but these Cold One Knights are so tattered that I honestly don't know if they would even stand and fight against the Flamespire Phoenix. But Anticity's seen that trick one too many times, so he's not going to fall for it. Phoenix Guard's still bumping, Phoenix Guard's still grinding, and in the sky the Crows of Cain get a fight against the Great Eagle. Still probably not a terrible fight for them overall. They're trying to regen up through any damage they take, and they're whittling down that Eagle's heal cap. I heard one more fire poop go down somewhere. Looks like it hit these Bleak Swords. Malekith throws out another breath attack onto the Phoenix Guard and immediately lands. He just goes up for the breath attack and then lands. Nicely done there, and the Eagles do land. These Cold One Knights need to be dragged back into the fight. It looks like they don't have attack orders just yet. Malekith is on the ground, and he routs! And he routs! He did not get off another Soul Stealer, probably didn't have the Winds of Magic, but he does rout. One of the Eagles is going to terror run. I just got tired of saying rout, but that one's actually routing. Anyway, it's gone. It's running away. Goodbye forever. Phoenix Guard getting very, very low. I don't know how much healing is left for them. There have been so many Earthbloods cast, but it is a cheap spell, so it maybe could come back. And Malekith even rallies just to rout again. That means if he routs one more time, he is going to shatter. Flamespire Phoenix is out of the blob fight and after him. Bounce Power has been dragged all the way back to the dead center as the Great Eagle comes back as well. But Lord of Dragons is thrown onto a Scourge Runner Chariot. The last of the Phoenix Guard are running away, and that leaves just very, very damaged Imric and his Lady Love to hold the line for the High Elves. The Great Eagle is back, but solo on leadership, solo on health. What can he even do? The Crows of Cain are here as well. Potentially to chase the Phoenix Guard? I don't know what they are going to do. We have some Rangers in the distance for Anticity, more Rangers coming back as well. So a little bit of infantry for the High Elves. For the Dark Elves, we have some Cold One Knights that are very, very damaged, and a lot of damaged Bleak Swords, and the Crows of Cain still regenerating up, still doing their very best. Imric barely hanging on to leadership, as is his Mage of Life. But Malekith is going to be pushed off the map. He is gone. Oh, worse than pushed off the map. He's killed, which does cause a leadership spike amongst the Dark Elves. You can see Lord recently died as -16. Two of the Bleak Swords rout, and the Great Eagle gets in a rear charge. Mage of Life is routing. Imric is holding on. No, now he has also routed. It's the only two things, three things in the fight are the Flamespire Phoenix, these almost dead Rangers, and these almost dead Rangers who are currently getting cyclic charged by Scourge Runner Chariots. For the Dark Elves, everything's routing except for the Crows of Cain and these two Scourge Runner Chariots, with one more now rallying in the distance. Almost Dead Ranger is going to try and keep all three of these Bleak Swords routing. They are running after them. Meanwhile, the Flamespire Phoenix is going to come and try and save the High Elf single entities. Chariot Corps has arrived, hoping to chase off more things, and Rangers are chasing them. Now Dark Elves are in Ascension, head on the Balance of Power after a very wild up and down ride. The Crows of Cain are going to focus on chasing down Imric, while the Bleak Swords focus down the Mage of Life. Flamespire Phoenix lands, gets a nice charge off onto Scourge Runner Chariots, takes down a model and terror routes the other ones, but it does take a counter charge from Cold One Knights and Chariots and more Chariots with Rangers nearby to support, and it causes terror. It will hopefully just try and chain route things away from it. Crows of Cain still chasing down Imric. Phoenix Guard rallying with 22 leadership and 8 whole models. So the Cold One Knights still trying to terror route, though they will come back in a second. There they are. And Scourge Runner Chariots getting pushed off with terror routes as well. Bleak Sword still chasing down the Mage of Life. Phoenix Guard running back into the fight. Bounce Power gets a little bit better for the High Elves, just a little bit. And the terror routing Scourge Runner Chariots almost get like an accidental charge onto the Phoenix Guard. Yes. Flamespire's Phoenix routing, same time that the Cold One Knights are routing. And Phoenix Guard are stuck fighting some Chariots, but the Mage of Life rallies in the face of these Bleak Swords because her balance of power was too high for them to keep chasing her off, and now she will fight them. Phoenix Guard fighting almost to last, but they do shatter just before those Scourge Runner Chariots would have broke. Oh man, there's nothing left. The Crows of Cain are actually going to be MVPs, though. They got deleted in the early game, and now they're just running the late game. Because look at this. Like, nothing here can do anything. But there is, like, as far as this game goes, the healthiest unit in the whole world, Crows of Cain. Unbeatable, unkillable. These Rangers that were chasing off Bleak Swords do shatter some in the woods. These other ones are far enough away that they will probably rally. Flamespire Phoenix gets chased off. Those Rangers also aren't long for this world. Mage of Life is going to get charged in the back, so she decides to just fuck it and try and fight them, but she goes flying. Rangers are going to go fight Bleak Swords. It looks like they lost their attack orders, though, so they might get charged for free. One more Scourge Runner Chariot routes yet again, causing it to shatter. Bounce power is dire for the High Elves. We do have the Crows of Cain coming in, so I don't think they have fully realized the magnitude of their suffering just yet. Both Rangers and Bleak Swords are going to take themselves out as this poor mage lady continues to fight a Scourge Runner Chariot. Rangers are gone. Those Rangers are shattered. Army losses is coming in hot for the High Elves. And that is it. And that was a game. That was a game. It just came down to the Crows of Cain difference. Imric got 2,000 value. Flamespire Phoenix 2,200. Mage of Life Lady only 200, though she was invaluable in the amount of healing she provided. Lion Chariots, after all that healing and all that cycle charging, really didn't get very much value. They have been struggling recently. Phoenix Guard did great. Great Eagles did awesome. Bolt Thrower did not do very well, and Rangers did just fine. Veranticity's Dragon Lord Companion, 2,600. Good for him. Thunderwolf, Malekith got almost 6,000 value. Soul Stealer is balanced. Soul Stealer is fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's a fine spell. Coldland Knights did excellently. Scourge Runner Chariots did fine. Crows of Cain, value-wise, didn't do that great, but in the late game they were crucial. Bleak Swords, mixed but overall well. And Dread Spears, mixed but overall well. Throg got 1,000 value fighting Imric. The Frostworm got 100 value getting murdered in the sky. That was a game. That was a game! Ugh! Casting it live was a joy. So yeah, catch some live streams, please. Roar! Subscribe, yes, yes.